case study that we have selected, which is Samdabi Berhad. All right. So here our group's members, which is I have mentioned, me, Muhammad Naim, right, Masood, Sharul Effendi, and Mr. Cheong. Right. So I will start first with the Samdabi Berhad executive summaries, and after that go through on the external business audit, internal business audit, and then after that continue by Masood, and then continue by Mr. Sharul and Mr. Cheong. All right. So let me explain about the first first part is executive summary. So first of all, as we know, Samdabi, we are all stay in Malaysia, and I believe that Samdabi have a big impact to the name Malaysia, because it is a very impressive background that started before the Malaysia have going for independence. It is before was focused on the area on the plantation, and then been changed the acquisition to the from the Britain to the Malaysia, and they are focusing very much on the plantation, but they are very much changed their business model, go for the properties, and then after they go for properties, they go for the industrial, and then they go for motors. So basically, if you look at here in this picture, they are kind of like very multinational base of company. They are where located in Southeast Asia, and then basically it's like quite established, and then very strong financial company. So overall, I would like go towards on the external business audit, focus on the environment analysis. The thing is that we need to understand that in order to know about the what Samdabi their areas, and then we need to understand where their key market right now. So basically, if you look at just now in the previous slide, we know that most of them their focus is an area in Asian area, right? So based on here, if you look at here, the revenue, right? So mostly came from the Asia, right, and then also from Malaysia, right? China is the largest, and then after that they have also in Australia. So basically, 88% of revenue came from outside of Malaysia. All right. So let's looking at industry analysis. So as mentioned beginning, they started small, right? If it is focused on plantation, and then after that they go for furthermore. So they have here I have identify into core business and no core business. So the core business, they are focused on the motors and industrial and healthcare. So, and if you know that BMW is one of their they have a plant manufacturers to manufacture the BMWs. For the industrial, there are the largest cat dealers, right? One of the largest cat dealers. So cat is actually for industrial forklift, and so is quite renowned brand. And then healthcare, they started healthcare, I believe, in around 2013, like that. So they have focusing on healthcare. So now they have 3 hospitals in Malaysia and 3 hospitals in Indonesia, and also in Hong Kong. And then other non-core business, which is also including properties and then plantation, right? So they have what I call also other type of business also. All right, so next we go for the competitor analysis. On here we can see that there is other company equivalent to the Samdabi, which is a Malaysia-based company. So such as on the Wilma, IOI, Golden Agri, Jardine, United Petals. So there is on the plantation. Plantation Samdabi can what I call familiar is like from the palm oil, right? For property, there there are other competitors like Massing, EcoWorld, IOI Properties, and for motors there is a UMW, Tanchong, DRB Highcom, and for energy utilities, TMB, YTL. So basically, the competitor doesn't mean they are what I call competing, but they also kind of like do a relationship with these companies also. So they are partners also. So next, let me go toward the internal business audit. So on this, I would like to focus on the number one is the key success indicator. So by this is like based on the analysis that there is the number one is that Sandabi have a loss of business portfolio, as you can know, from the plantation, property, motor, industries, healthcare. So they have very diverse, and then so this is quite good because they can what I call which each of it have the growth, right? So in different situation that they can help to maximize. So number two, they are very well established company, right? Due to the historical, right, and then they have been going what I call growth continuously and familiar by customer and investors. For the number three is about sustainability. So they are very focused on promoting the ESG, right? And number four is they have a very strong management team that is a very well knowledge, and then very strong in every areas. They have a good board directors from different groups from different backgrounds. And then number five, supply chains. They have a very established supply chains that it can handle very good quality of services. And for BCG analysis here, I'd like to highlight that in order to, it is based on the four indicator, stars, cash cow, and question mark and knocks. So under stars, we can highlight that SMW right now well focused on the industrial equipment. So this is actually considered star. Right, so basically, this unit have a high market share. Right, then this is high demand based on our analysis. On the cash cow, so SMW plantation is very much like have a loss of revenues. So they are the market leaders on the Malaysia's and also most in the world also. And question marks here for the motor unit, they have a loss of the brand models, but however they are not the one also distribute this. There is also others, and then yeah, it depends also to the automotive companies also. And then the last one, the docks here, Sandabi Logistic unit is a docks because you have low market share. So for the space analysis, so there is based on the internal factor, their business is portfolio is very extensive global presence, but there is a weakness on high debt level, as they have loss of business, and then they have loss of a debt level, and so there is exposure also the commodity with the palm oil fluctuation. So depend on the European, so this is the very problems. And then external factors, there is opportunity to growth for the equipment, for the industrial equipment and infrastructure project, because they have very strong foundation and then their what I call customer base. So for the performance analysis based on the 2021 financial report that released on the August, so Sandavi revenue was 18.7 billion. That increased compared to 2020. Which is after sales, after tax, which is 876 millions. So even that was after post pandemics, so this means that they have able to achieve, even though there is some pandemic happen, they can do that because due to the diverse business. So that's for my side. For the internal business audit, I will let Masud to continue for this part.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mr. Masood here. Thank you, my dear brother. We're going to continue speaking about Time Dabi, but we're going to continue on SWOT analyze. Here they got four sections out of strengths and their weakness and their operations and their traits. It's very simple and clear. And as my dear brother was speaking, they are always ready. Like even in what was pandemic, they already have plans and they still continue business. So SimeDabi has the division business on cross regions and including implementation, industries, and motors and logistics. This is under their strength. As their operations, their growth is very SimeDabi can capitalize on the growing demand for renewable energy by investing the renewable energy sector, increasing focus on sustainable practice. So SimeDabi simply they focus on what the customer needs and they do their impact in there to make it. That's where they get growth. As their weakness, depending on the prices, same W plantation businesses depending on the community prices, which can be varied effect in the company since they are like most of their revenue comes from the Malaysian, which exposes the company to politic and risk if in the country. Their traits is economic downturns can impact SMW business, especially the plantation business, which is sensitive to economic conditions. Changes in relations, changes in regulation, especially is related to environment. As for the other analyze, can I got this next slide, brother? Yes. For the tourist analyze also continues the same. Here we have their traits is they have a lot of competition with other companies, international players that they work inside the country and overseas as well. The environment affecting that palm oil industry too much, economic and variation in global markets. Their weaknesses depends on the palm oil industry, which is subject to the environment again and social concern, limited prices in the certain key marks, limited as well here capitalized for the operation expansion into a new graphic marks such as India and Africa. That's its operations for them differentiation into a new industry such as renewable energy. As their strength, strong brand recognized in Malaysia and other marks, division business prosper across multiple industry because they are over hundreds of years they are on the market. As for the next slide, we'll go to my dear brother to continue for Time Dive Berhan Business Model Canvas. Thank you so much.
Mr. Sharul, we cannot hear you. The mic, not turn on the mic. I think.
All right. Okay. Can you hear me? All right. I'm sorry about
Great.
that. Okay. Okay. I'm Fendi. All right. So as my part, I will present you the Sinobi business model canvas. Okay. So for the business canvas, as we know that Sinobi is a diversified multinational corporation, which is the business is in various industries such as plantation, property, industrial, motors, and logistics. So as such, the purpose of this Sinobi business canvas will be to provide as a visual representation of its business model and its value proposition to its customer, shareholder, and the stakeholder. Okay, so by visualizing these components, designed to be business canvas will help us that the company to align its strategies, resources, and activities toward its overall vision and missions, and to continuously improve its value proposition to its customer and stakeholder. Okay, we start at the key partners. As you can see that the Sun will become the suppliers of raw materials for the plantation business, and they become the dealers and distributors for the motor business. And also, have the key partners on the logistic partners for the logistic business, and of course, last is a healthcare provider for the healthcare business. So for the key activities, the plantation and agriculture operation. So they also have one of the main activities in the industrial manufacturing and engineering, automotive distribution and retail. Next is logistic and shipping, and also the healthcare services. So all of these, their resources is from the land and natural resources for the plantation business. manufacturing facilities for the industrial business, dealership and distribution network for the motor business. And they also have the resources from the transportation and logistic infrastructure. And the key resources also came from the skilled workforce and management team. Okay, so next we move to the next pillar is a value proposition. That's SIMDV. Diversified portfolio of businesses across the multiple industry, which is came from the plantations, motors, and logistic, and of course the healthcare. They have a strong brand reputation and a market presence, and their commitment to sustainability and responsible business practices, and also focus on innovation and customer satisfaction become the value proposition for the SIMDB. Okay, next we go to the next pillar is a customer relationship. Okay, okay. For the SIMDB, the customer relationship is we can see in the plantation and agriculture operations, and also industrial manufacturing and engineering. It's also include the automotive distribution and retails, logistic and shipping, and from the healthcare services. And then for the business channels, uh, the SIMDB business channel is came from the dealerships and retail outlets for automotive products and services they have, and then the direct sales and partnerships for the industrial and engineering businesses. And of course, it is support from the channels from the logistic and transportation and service for the logistic business itself. And next is of course, the channel is from their main is the healthcare facilities and a partnership for the healthcare businesses. And the next pillar is the customer segment pillar. For the customer segment pillar for the SIMDB, it came from the consumer of automotive product and services, the customer in the industrial and engineering sectors, the companies in need of logistic and shipping services that the SIMDB provided, and of course from the healthcare itself, the patient seeking the healthcare services. Okay, for the next pillar is the cost structure. Okay, for the scientific cost structure, it came from the cost of raw materials for the plantation business, manufacturing and operating costs for industrial and engineering businesses, and the cost structure also came from the cost of vehicles and other products that came from the motor businesses, the operating cost for logistic and healthcare businesses, and the last is the marketing and sales cost for all businesses that covering for the SIMDB. And for all this cost structure the next pillar is the revenue streams, which is the SIMDB revenue stream is came from the sales of automotive products and services, and from the sales of industrial and engineering products and services. The revenue stream also came from the revenue from logistic and shipping services, and of course, the revenue stream is last from the came from the revenue from the healthcare services that they provide. Okay, so from this business canvas, the impact of SIMDB business is significant. We can see it by diversifying its business across the different sectors. So SIMDB has been able to mitigate risks and capitalize on growth opportunities. Its focus on sustainability has enabled to build strong reputation and attract customers who value ethical and responsible practices. So here, SIMDB investment in research and development have enabled it to develop innovative product and service, further enhancing to competitive advantage. So in addition, its partnership with the key stakeholders have enabled it to expand its reach and unlock new growth opportunities. Overall, SIMDB Business Canvas has enabled it to create value for its customer, employees, shareholder, and of course the community in which it operates. So that's all from my part for the business canvas. So I pass it to the Arthur for the SIMDB scoreboard. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Arthur. I'm going to present you the SIMDB Berhad scoreboard. For the vision and strategy, there are 4 categories which I will be highlighted today. The first one is financial. It will include ROI, cash flow, financial result. And the second one is the education and growth. There are job satisfaction indeed, employee turnover, specialist knowledge and skills, training opportunities. For the third one is the internal processes, activities per function, process alignment and automation will be highlighted. The last one will be customer relationship. The customer relationship will be including customer satisfaction rate, customer retention, delivery, and quality performance. So for the financial part, next page, it will be including expanding revenue sources, strengthening core strengths, building out new capacities, and also embracing digital transformation. I need to be say that the four of the factors are interrelated. So continue to the financial part, there are a strategy called Shift 25 strategy. It is from a residential focused property developer into a diversified real estate firm by 2025. They are targeting to be have the residential landed properties to be 39%, residential high-rise unit 32%, industrial properties 25%, and also the statutory development and commercial units for 1%. And lastly, they are going to use SIMDABI going to use this mixed funding method, which is the conventional and Islamic borrowings. Secondly, for the shareholders and customers, it will include the workers, the government, and the society. The stakeholder value in for year 2021 at around Ringgit Malaysia 673.6 million. The top priority given on consistent value creation, and the investor relations IR department places a premium on efficiency. And lastly, there will be a maintenance of frequent domestic and international contact with shareholders, fund managers, and also the financial experts. For the internal process, next page, is performance increase despite during the MCO, the HOC and current low interest rates, which help clearly unsold inventories, successful in rising resale prices, and also we need to focus on the concept house 2030 project, focus on the future of home design and construction. SIMDABI plans to capitalize on the industrial current upswing by releasing a series of new residential and industrial properties with a combined GDP of Ringgit Malaysia 2.8 billion in 2022. Next page is the learning and growth. SIMDABI aware of the gravity of the climate emergency. ESG sustainability agenda gain greater attraction in reducing our carbon footprint and greenhouse gas emissions. The sustainability KPI included 10% with corporate scoreboard. And it also present the periodic reports on the status of the sustainability blueprints and plans for assessment and observation. The conclusion, the balanced scorecard benefits were thought to include insightful understanding, realign internal operations and shareholder incentive, and bolster customer outreach efforts. So the SIMDABI property adopts an integrated approach to creating value by evaluating their material matters and developing strategies that will put their company on the path to creating sustainable value for those who matter to them. Thank you very much. That's all for our presentation.
Yep, that's all for our presentation. So that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, bro. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.